Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Leif Plays Cities Skylines. This is episode 11, I think, and we're over here in our Lake District. And the last couple episodes, we just started to kind of get this zoned out, get it started. There goes a garbage truck. And this is a really nice view from street level here. I may have to try the first-person view mod. That could be a lot of fun, just to get a more intimate view of the city. But anyway, that's the intersection right there that we were just looking at. And there's our lake, and you can see we've started to create a bit of a neighborhood skirting the lake there. So what we're going to do this episode is start to work on sort of the pedestrian zone, park zone, between the houses and the lakeshore. I think that'll be a lot of fun to do. But as always, let's first check how our city is doing as far as utilities go. We can blow up a couple of these abandoned buildings. There's not many though, which is great. So yeah, electricity is getting a bit low, and you know, I don't really want to build more dirty power, but the hydroelectric plant that we looked at last episode is really expensive, and it doesn't actually produce that much power. So I think until we get you know, up into the maybe $1 million bankroll range, we'll stick with this stuff perhaps. So I think I want to start expanding next to the freeway here. So why don't we go ahead and purchase this 8800 for this patch. It has roads and airplane connections, but no train or shipping. Yeah, shipping. And no ore, but it does have a lot of oil, so we can maybe make use of that at some point. But let's start with this. Okay, so I'm going to put... Actually, let's check our incinerators here. They produce 12 megawatts of power, as compared to 40 megawatts for the coal plant, and what do we got? 120 megawatts for the oil. So the incinerator isn't great as a power source, but we actually have more garbage than we can deal with right now. Our landfill is filling up. Our incineration capacity is just nowhere near enough to make up for it. So why don't we actually spend a little bit more on incinerators? They're going to cost us $30,000 each, so we could probably afford to build 2 of them without hurting our bankroll too bad. And I guess I'm just gonna continue this line of them here, just so it's easy to find them later, and maybe a little bit easier to move them if we need to. So I'll throw down 2 of those, and that should bring our electric power up just a touch. Watch that green line here as those things come online. Let's see, are they not operating yet? That should turn on in a second. Oh, just saw the garbage trucks leave. Maybe they actually have to go get garbage before they'll turn on. So let's just give it a second here. Okay, that might take more time than I was thinking, because you gotta actually get garbage in them, and they have garbage reserves. So yeah, these garbage reserves are empty on these new guys. That's why they're not producing. So we probably should just build another power plant anyway, and then we won't have to worry about it for a while. So I'll throw down another oil plant. I guess it's not going to fit there, so I'll put it right there. Okay, so we've spent a bunch of money. That brings our electric capacity way up. And now let's quickly deal with our water and sewer. And let's see, we'll just throw another water pump. Oop. Let's get it as close as we can. And another sewer pump, outlet, pipe, whatever. This is by far the grossest part of the game. I mean, look at this. Yuck. That is so disgusting looking. Just get a nice scenic view of the sludge pouring out into the river. That is truly awful. So we are definitely going to have to clean that up at some point. That could get quite bad. Okay, so our utilities are looking good. We were going to focus on this stuff. We need to add a little bit more commercial though, just to make sure that we're keeping up with demand okay. So let's just do that over here quickly, because this is kind of where we were going to put it anyway. A little bit of light commercial there. Actually, we'll do that as well. Okay, so let's work on this here. Let's start. We got crime happening. We're not going to deal with that now, otherwise we will just be sidetracked through this entire episode. And that is really easy to do in this game, because there's so much to keep track of and do. No, we're not in roads, we are in decoration, and go to the paths and the paved paths. So let's see what we can do here. So this will give us straight paths. If I want curved paths, we can definitely do that. To try and get something that will line up nicely. That's a little too far. Maybe, let's see here. It is difficult to get nice curves that match. In which case, it's maybe just better to do straight sections. I don't know. I'm kind of. That looks pretty good. And let's bring this just straight across. And this is all gonna work out straight. Okay, so this is one way to do it. Would just create, you know, a pedestrian. What would you call it? There's a word for this where you have a pedestrian zone that's overlooking water like this, and the word totally escapes me at the moment. I have no idea. It's gone. It's not in my brain today. Alright, so that's one way to do it. We can just do it flush with the road. Creates a nice path. For the most part, there's a couple of weird patches here where it hasn't stitched together perfectly. Oh, there goes name. Oh no, police car. Alright, the other way to do it, which might be nicer, is if we come just one tile off the road. Okay, this is maybe not going to be so great. Well, actually, it might be. So why is there grass all over it? Now that's I guess grass that was already on the on the ground. So anyway, this is an option, and then what I was thinking to, you know, actually make it look good, is store some trees in there. Now, I was hoping it would be kind of more up at the level of the... Oh yeah, these are cheap. Up at the level of the road, you know? And I kind of thought that would look better. This actually looks pretty nice if that grass wasn't there. So... That's an interesting problem. The terrain is quite steep all the way around here. Might not be quite so bad right here. Let's give that a try and see what happens. Go back to paths. And let's just drag this one. Yeah, see, that's not so bad. Although, like, you gonna take a walk on that? That's a little crazy. So given what the terrain is doing here, I think this is probably our better bet. And we can still dress this up with trees, I think, and make it look nice. Now, I saw pine trees in somebody's asset that they had posted on the Steam Workshop. And I don't see them in the game, so maybe the pine trees themselves were a custom asset, which is an interesting idea. I'm just going to do kind of a mix of trees here, and we'll see what this one looks like, and then kind of decide whether that's what we want. Okay, let's actually pause here just to make sure that we're doing okay. We got some RCI demand going down there. Let's see, plaza with picnic tables. We could integrate some plazas into here, but yeah, that's kind of what I figured. The slope is just way too steep for these areas. Now, if we had really tiny parks, that might be a way to do it, and maybe we should make our own custom park that will help us with this, which might be a fun project to do. So anyway, let's come down here and take a look, see what this looks like. That looks pretty nice. I mean, it prevents you from getting a view, I guess, if you're down there. If you're up here, you get a nice view of the lake. So that's pretty snazzy. You know, and the other option is to move these roads, but don't think I want to do that. So let's get rid of this stuff. I mean, it's cool. It's got the railings and stuff. It looks really neat, but it's not what we need here, I guess. It just looks a little too goofy. Okay, so I will just continue this along a little bit further and take a cut here and be back with you in a minute. When that is done, we'll take a look at it together. Alright, we're back, and I rearranged a few of these roads right here, so I figured I'd just fly in this direction and you could take a look. And this is kind of the intersection we started at earlier in the episode. At the beginning of the episode is what I mean to say. And if you come down here now, you'll see we've got this. Actually, we have pedestrian paths on both sides of the road now, and this one on this side. And we'll just take a little simulated walk down this road. Let's get things running again. So we'll come this way. We've got the nice little street lights. It's a little redundant. I wish this would sort of knit together better. It would be kind of nice. We come up this way. In some of these weird little spots where you've got dirt showing through, I filled in with shrubs. I'm not sure how I feel about that yet. It's probably better than leaving them alone, but I'll have to decide that. And then here, this got too steep of a bank to put this in. And it turned into the bridge even though it was right next to the road, and it looked really weird. So I actually just curved it out a bit, and that looks pretty nice, I think. It gets a little weird, you know, it actually tears open the world a little here, but, you know, if you're not looking that closely, it looks pretty good. It comes out like this, and we could probably bring it out even further. So we've hit our next milestone. We haven't seen one of those in a while, and excellent. We got our water treatment plant because we want to get rid of all that nasty, sludgy yuck that's going into the river. So, don't want to pump your sewage into bodies of water? You can build a water treatment plant to reduce the environmental impact of the city. Purifies 85% of the pollution in sewage. So it doesn't get rid of it, but it cleans it up by quite a bit. And that looks like that is all we get for this level. There's a bunch of these unique buildings, but they're mostly these little parks that I haven't really been worrying about too much yet. And let's see, what's our next target then? 20,000 people population. We get a third loan unlocked, and we get a solar power plant unlocked. So that would be kind of cool. It says it's green, but costs a lot, which is also the case with our hydro plant, which is unfortunate. But we'll figure that out. Okay, so that's kind of where I've gone so far. I haven't brought it all the way up to the end because we might do something different there. But I did wrap it around this direction, and then over here, where it kind of flattens out, it's going to be easier to incorporate that path in here. I thought here we could maybe put a park in to complement all of this. So what do we have? We got a Japanese garden, we've got a plaza with picnic tables, a large playground, a park with trees, that one's kind of nice, a plaza with trees, a small playground, a small park. I mean, the small park is still humongous, and that is not going to fit. And the park with trees is even bigger, and that's definitely not going to fit. Got this little teeny plaza here, the Paradox Plaza. Yeah, I don't really like the way that looks for this area. So maybe we will indeed work on a custom park. How expensive is this? 15,000. Yeah, I'm not gonna plop that if we're not gonna use it. Okay, so something else we could try while we're here, not in roads, in decorations, is actually just now bringing this out for another loop, kind of like we did over there. So bend it over like that maybe, and then, you know, sort of... Actually, we want the freeform tool. This, I found that this actually seems to conform better to other stuff. You kind of get your first curve in, and then all your subsequent curves kind of follow what's next to it. So, kind of like that. It looks like it's some sort of spline curve, but I'm not entirely sure. So that kind of diverges off and goes there again. We can fill this zone with trees. And even this little stretch here, we can fit in probably a couple. Yeah. And this really kind of dresses up the goofy... we'll mix a couple others in there just for good measure. Although you can't really see. Maybe I'll delete one of these and put something different in there just for variety. Maybe one there. Yeah, this type of thing really just dresses up those weird corners where things don't line up quite right and the game doesn't quite know what to do, but you know what? You add some trees or bushes, as Corrales would say, and you're golden. So that looks pretty good. I mean, it's got kind of this ravine here, so maybe we could play with that a bit and do something, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of my plan for this area. We'll see as the land values increase and things change a little bit. We might do something different over here, because the one downside to this is that the views from these houses here are totally obstructed by the trees. You know, if we come back here and try and peek through. Hello. Yeah, these guys up on top of the next block on the hill get great views, but. Alright, so that is that. Uh-oh. We got another fire breaking out. Oh, fire truck's there, good. I did add some more city services over here, so I added our, what is this guy? The police station, the firehouse, and the clinic are all over here now. And you'll notice we've been growing in population, of course, and now our traffic situation is bad again. So this is getting really clogged up here, and this is still better than it was, but it's getting kind of clogged. And this center is getting really bad. So that is something we're going to have to deal with soon. And what I want to do here is a nice big roundabout right in the center, and we could use the pre-made roundabout to beat this guy, and that's not too huge. You know, that would work. It'd wipe out this middle block here, but I think that would be okay. We could rebuild that without too much trouble. And I was experimenting in the asset editor with maybe other ways we could implement a roundabout, but I think it's probably easier to get the basic shape in there first and then mess around with it. And you know what? We have a couple minutes left. Yeah, we've got a few minutes left. Let's just do this right now together. So we still have a lot of money. We can figure it out. So I'm gonna blow up this block back to there. This one back to here. That one to there. Cut those out. This one all the way back. That one back, and probably these as well. Okay. Now this should be able to fit this in, but what's interfering, it's this road off to the right and to the top and to the south. Okay, so one more of that, one more of that, one more of that, and I think, no, what does it not like? Do we have a, oh, you know what, we probably have a municipal building here of some sort. Is it the bus depot? I bet that's the culprit. So we're gonna move the bus depot. You know, let's just... I'm just gonna put it up here in the same area, just up a couple blocks for now, and we will of course tweak that as we need to. But now this should work. So let's bring this roundabout back in. And yes, now is it lined up is the next question. And I think the answer is not quite. We need to be one more over. So what we need to do, I think, is probably destroy this as well. Now it's going to be a little harder to align, but okay. Let's try it like this and over like that. I think that's as close as we're going to get it, and hopefully that is aligned. Oops. That is not what I wanted to do. And it's not quite. It's off. So this is madness. Madness, I tell you. Alright, so that was expensive, but you know what? We're going to undo it, and we're going to try and fix it. So what I'm going to do is grab a road like that as a marker, because that's where it's going to come to, and then use my two-lane road to... see, it's not straight now, because that road isn't straight. But, so I want it two blocks over from that building. So I think I can, yeah, I think that should do it. Now if we come back to our road tool, we're probably wasting a lot of money that we don't have to. Okay, now it connects, and now these other bits should be aligned. Okay, I hope all of that made some sort of sense. Oh, and you know what? This is all 6-lane. So we're actually gonna... Can we downgrade this to the 2-lane? Yeah. I think we're gonna do that for now. Probably we will update this whole artery road to a 6-lane at some point, but not today. Oops. And let's just connect that up. And connect that up. All right. And we're gonna leave it there for now. Let this start running. And come back and see how this does in the next episode. Looks good so far. So anyway, I just want to say thank you, everybody, for watching. If you did enjoy, please leave a like. That will help me keep producing these for you to see. And if you haven't already, you can subscribe to my channel and find out all the other things that I do. And you can also follow me on Twitter, and the link should be down in the description. So until next time, everybody, have a great day, and I'll see you then.